Okay. Let's keep this pace going. The next people were the groups that performed well for me in the Labyrinth. Bovix and Equix were each given a set of new equipment. Ghidorah was officially promoted to Guardian of Floor 60, which meant he was entrusted with the Demon Colossus. Beretta was thus officially retired as head of the 10 Dungeon Marvels, Ghidorah taking his place. In addition, I granted Ghidorah access to the research facilities dotted across the Labyrinth. He'd be working on R&D for us going forward, so now felt like a good opportunity to place my full trust in him. He seemed elated at the news, so I guess it was the right reward. If he steals our research data, well, I'll deal with it then, but I don't think I have much to worry about. He's just a friendly old man, hard to dislike, and I hope he'll do his best as one of us going forward. That all went without a hitch. Next was the main course. Beretta, the now retired Dungeon Marvel, and the 4 Dragon Lords in the Labyrinth were not technically working under me. Ramrus was their boss, so I left them out of these proceedings for now. My attention was currently on 9-Head Kumara, Guardian of Floor 90. Insect Kaiser Zegion, Guardian of Floor 80. Insect Queen Apito, Floor Boss of Floor 79. Immortal King Adalman, Guardian of Floor 70. And Death Paladin, Alberto, Advanced Guardian of Floor 70. A real rogues gallery if I ever saw one. I doubt I had to worry about any of them falling out of control by this point, but let's evolve them one by one. First up, Kumara. I was giving her the title of Chimera Lord. Maybe it was because she had gained her revenge in this battle, but she had a much better developed sense of presence now. It's funny to think she was my enemy when we first met. You never do know how things will turn out. Clayman might have been controlling her, but she had now defeated Colonel Kansas, the man behind it all. I was proud of her for that. I let her in the Labyrinth entirely because Ranga told me she was good at cultivating forests. I was advised to let her guard Floor 90, and that's exactly what I did. If it weren't for that, she might still have been that little fox kid, for all I know. I'd always recognized that she was a powerful young monster, but not even I imagined she'd become a dungeon marvel in such a short time. But maybe it was destined to happen after I named her, though, I'd have to thank Ranga for suggesting that. Anyway, Kumara was now the master of 8 different magical beasts. They were serving as the bosses of floors 82 through 89, each a calamity level threat. Together they were called the 8 Legions, and they looked kind of familiar to me, actually. A few days after I gave her the name Kumara, I decided to check on her during a walk, and Kumara asked me to call her friends by their names, revealing to me this group of adorable little monsters. I had experienced countless failures when it came to naming monsters, so I knew the danger I'd be risking, but all Kumara wanted me to do was call the tail beasts the names she had already given them. I figured that was safe enough, so I casually took the job. I'm sure it's clear, of course, that I didn't say yes just because it was the most darling little girl asking me with her doe eyes and everything. No way. And, well, I didn't think it'd turn out like this. I'm starting to suspect that I really did name them, after all. I can tell you that the 8 creatures she showed me certainly didn't fight like that. Affirmative. Strictly speaking, they are not the same, but rather a similar phenomenon to what existed before. The end result was a strengthening of the bonds between the subject Kumara and her tail beasts. Ah, I knew it. I didn't notice at the time, because those mystic beasts didn't go into sleep mode or exhibit any other changes, but the moment I saw them in battle, I thought it could have been true. Those cute little critters, now incredibly vicious and powerful legions. Talk about you crazy before and after transformations. Everyone was shocked, and so was I. Kumara, after all, technically got not 1, but 9 names out of me. Thanks to that, the 8 legions each built a stronger bond with her. The power that each one gained through absorbing magicules also fed back to Kumara herself, which led to the overall strength we see today. Well, what's done is done, I guess. Kumara might have been defeated in war if all that didn't happen, so if it all works out in the end, I'm happy. I poured my souls into Kumara, and she wound up completing her awakening in an instant. The 8 legions lined up behind her glowed as they merged back into her body. Then 9 tails sprouted out of her. Her original one was now golden color, while the others were shining silver. They were all quite beautiful, but the upgrade to Kumara's beauty was even more impressive. She was so filled out and enchanting that it was hard to imagine her as an immature young girl any longer. The magnetism was greater than ever before. Her long hair had changed from its previous dark brown to a golden color, like stalks of wheat in the sunlight, and it ran down her back with a silky sheen. Was it her beauty that evolved, mainly? No, she had more magicules now, of course, already surpassing the awakened Gabble. I definitely wasn't expecting this. Kumara herself could hold her own in combat, for sure, but it was only when she combined with her 8 legions to go into Chimera mode that she reached the apex of her powers. Conversely, when Kumara becomes stronger, so do her 8 legions. Since they're all named, they're connected to my soul, and they also receive blessings from Kumara's own evolution. And that, as unfair as it may seem, gets fed back into Kumara, powering her up even more. It was like Kumara monopolized all the power I could give. I sensed some calculated scheming on her part, something very unbecoming of her beauty. That must be why she didn't get along with the much more right-minded Apito too much. Still, there's no way such a rapid evolution couldn't weigh Kumara down hard. She seemed to be struggling to stay conscious. She was a control risk at this rate, and I didn't want her overdoing it. Go back and rest, I gently ordered her. She looked a little peeved but meekly listened to me. Chances are she'd go to sleep like Ranga while she got used to her boosted force. Either way, I look forward to her growth. I mean, she's already a real looker at this point, but you know what I mean. For now, though, it was back to her guardian realm with her. The event continued. Zegion and Apito were next, and I wanted to tackle the latter first. Apito, you fought a superb battle. That Minutes guy looked like one tough dude, even among the other Imperial generals. You demonstrated strength equal to his, and that's something to be proud of. I didn't really mean for Apito to get as strong as that at first. What I was looking for was honey, and as long as her hives produced enough high-quality goods, I was happy. But here she was, Insect Queen and part of the 10 dungeon marvels. Kind of odd, really. Don't be silly. I am not even close to where I want to be. I have lost all my kin, and even then, that was only enough to fight to a draw. No, that's not. I was trying to deny it, but when I saw Apito's smile, I stopped. This time, I was unable to seize complete victory. Thus, I do not see myself as worthy of receiving reward. Well, yeah, but if I am allowed to make a wish, would you allow the souls of my brethren who died in battle to reside within me once more? Hold on, what? She may not want a reward, but this wish seems pretty damn reckless to me. She must have the impression that I'm this omnipotent wonder slime, but she's wrong. I just don't see how that could be. Report. It is possible. Oh, I can. Maybe Raphael's the omnipotent one around here. Alright. In that case, I will instill the spirits of the dead within you. Apito's brethren were magical insects we hadn't gotten around to giving resurrection bracelets to. I'm not sure if they had spirits exactly, but it seemed appropriate. Thank you kindly. This pleases me greatly. Apito didn't qualify for an evolution, but I figured she'd have a blessing, coming her way via Zegions. I was planning to ask what she wanted all along, and she seemed happy with this, so I guess that was the right approach. Next came Zegion. He was the strongest among the marvels, so I considered putting him off for now, but I also felt like there wasn't much need for worry. One look at his calm demeanor told me he didn't seem to be in any danger of going berserk. It's just what I would expect from the most powerful member of the Labyrinth. Even Raphael acknowledged his unparalleled combat sense, and his magicule count rivaled Benimair's. No wonder he was good enough to train under Valdor, learning some wacky fighting moves picked up from manga along the way. It explained his performance in this past battle, too. Zegion single-handedly defeated the strongest members of the Imperial army, hardened soldiers the other marvels struggled with. Taking them all at once like he did, he'd look like an idiot if he lost. But he crushed them with ease, wasting no time beating even the worst among them. He had definitely proven his might, and really, I think he might be stronger than your average demon lord. Even with my true demon lord awakening, I fear he could still beat me if I blew it bad. And I wanted to awaken this guy. Suddenly I wasn't so sure about this. Diablo and his kin couldn't beat him, either. Too late for that, huh? Maybe I was creating the equivalent of several awakened demon lords here, but there was no point chewing my fingernails over it now. I had given souls to 5 people so far, and the evolution ritual was now well underway. In fact, I'd been starting to feel power flow into me, as of a little while ago. My food chain skill was feeding the results of the sleeping recipient's harvest festival back to me. It was a massive amount of force, but my body was taking it in without any problem. I guess all this promotion was tapping my reserves. No problem, then. Momentum is important with this kind of thing, so let's keep this ball rolling, I say. Don't fall back now, keep going. And look at it this way, how strong do you think Zegion will turn out? Isn't that exciting? It was for me anyway. The thing is, remember, that thanks to food chain, even if there's a chance he'd surpass me, I'd always wind up on top in the end. Hoping that turned out to actually be true, I continued with the ritual, shelving my worries. Your strength astounds me. Honestly, I never thought you would attain these heights. It is all thanks to your guidance, Sir Rimuru. No, that was Valdor mentoring you. Hang on. Raphael was lurking in the shadows with us, too, huh? Maybe Zegion thought that was me all along. Correcting him would take too long to explain, though, so let's just go with that. Enough modesty. It is your unrelenting efforts that brought you this far. I hope you continue to refine your strength for me, and from this day forward, I hereby grant you the title of Miss Lord. Yes, my lord. Nothing could elate me more. Zegion was as reticent as ever, but even I could tell how moved and shaken he was by my words. I was just speaking off the cuff, but it must have sounded like the gospel to him. He must be applying more of a worship filter than I thought, but being adored like this isn't such a bad thing, is it? And here I thought I was just protecting a rare insect for the future. I guess it's me being protected all along. There was nothing predictable about his growth. His talents were off the charts. He was basking in a dense cloud of magicules leaking out from Buldor, and he had a training environment where he could be revived after death. Add to that the best training partner anyone could have, and you couldn't ask for much more. But there was no point quibbling over the details behind the process. He was stronger at the end of it, and that's what mattered. So I granted him my souls. He shook for just a moment, but then his will pushed back the flood of power, bringing it fully under his control. Unlike Gabble, it was pure spirit that tamed it. At this rate, I probably looked pretty gutless for falling asleep for so long. You wouldn't think this was something you could conquer through sheer willpower, guts or whatever. But now I was seeing examples of exactly that, so there wasn't much denying it.